हिंद में काश हुसैन इब्ने अली आ जाते, हिंद में काश हुसैन इब्ने अली आ जाते, चूमते उनके कदम पल के बिछाते हिंदू। जंग करने यहाँ शब्बीर से आता जो यजीद, जंग करने यहाँ शब्बीर से आता जो यजीद, उसको रावण की तरह धूल चटाते हिंदू, उसको रावण की तरह धूल चटाते हिंदू। Dear friends, while commemorating Muharram and recalling Imam Hussein's martyrdom, we Muslims often forget those who stood by Hussein in his harshest times, those who exerted concerted efforts to fight for truth and justice, even though they did not belong to Islam, the religion of Imam. One of the most notable but often forgotten supporters of Imam Hussain was an Indian community historically traced as Hussaini Brahmins. A little known group and small in numbers, the Hussaini Brahmins, also known as Dutt community and Mohiyals, mainly found in Punjab, are traced back to the event of Karbala, which took place in 680 AD. These Punjabi Brahmins are those whose ancestors fought for Imam Hussain in Karbala, and the story goes on. Fast as wind, carving their way through the sand, dunes and lightning speed, a caravan of few Indian sons in a noble pursuit was making its way towards Karbala to register their names in the pages of history. Hal min nasirin yansuruna? Is there anyone who can help us? When the Prophet Muhammad's grandson Imam Hussain posed this question to humanity, history witnessed that while the Kalima reciting Muslims were out there to slit his throat, far from his battlefield in Karbala, some brave Indians left their homes to support Imam Hussain, striving for the truth and righteousness, and these were those brave Indians who travelled all the way to Karbala to write a golden page in the history of age-old Hindu-Muslim unity in India. The ongoing Islamic month of Muharram marks a turning point in our Indian history. On the auspicious 10th day of Muharram, Imam Hussain alayhi salam attained martyrdom and rescued the humanity from the clutches of evil. He refused to surrender to the tyrant Yazid, who created dictatorial dynasty deviating from the consensual democracy, Shura in Islam. Therefore, the noble sacrifice of Imam Hussain is looked up today as the revival of true Islamic principles, democracy, justice, fairness, and mutual consensus in the matters of governance. The tyrant Yazid, high on his power, was adamant on bringing shame to humanity, but he knew as long as Imam Hussain was alive, he wouldn't succeed in his nefarious ends. It was because of this fear that Yazid cornered Imam Hussain and all his clan and noble family at Karbala and forced him to bow down to his tyranny. But a living example of valiance and indefatigable determination, Imam Hussain proposed that either he would live in Medina peacefully on his conditions, or he would migrate to India, Hindustan. But none of these peaceful proposals was accepted by the tyrant Yazid. Rather, the innocent Imam and all his noble family was cornered near the river of Euphrates, Darya-e Furat in Iraq. They were tortured and persecuted so much so that even water was denied to their little children, toddlers, and their mothers. Even 6-month-old Ali Asghar, the youngest son of Imam, was killed by the tyrants in an extreme hunger and thirst for water. All these atrocities were executed on a written order from Yazid. They say, people remember the dearest ones and the real well-wishers in their harshest times. While Imam Hussain wrote a letter seeking help from his childhood friend Habib in Arabia, his elder son Ali Akbar wrote a similar letter and sent it far away from Karbala, very far, to India, to a Hindustani Saput and King of India, Raja Samudragupt. Raja Samudragupt, who happened to be a cousin brother of Ali ibn Hussain. Strange as it may sound, history is witness to this unlikely relationship. Over 1400 years ago, the king of Iran, a Parsi by faith, had two daughters, Meher Banu and Sheher Banu. Meher Banu was married to the king Chandragupt and was renamed Chandralekha. A few years later, Chandralekha's younger sister, Sheher Banu, was married to Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Chandralekha and Chandragupt's son Samudragupt was the king of India when he got the letter from his cousin brother Ali ibn Hussain. King Samudragupt swiftly arranged for a group of brave Indian soldiers and ordered them to depart towards Karbala. The army commander was Rihab Dutt, a Mohiyal Brahmin. Unfortunately, by the time Rihab Dutt and his brave-heart soldiers reached Karbala, Imam Hussain was killed. This news disheartened the entire Indian troop, and they decided to run their swords on their own necks. When the one we came to help is no more, what should we do with these swords? They asked. Just then, an Arab admirer of Imam Hussain persuaded them to take their swords off their necks and join the force of Janabe Mukhtar. Thus, these Indian soldiers fought a memorable battle exhibiting the best of Hindustani swords in Karbala to avenge the death of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Even today, the place of Karbala where these brave Brahmins resided is called Ad-Dayarul Hindiya. Some of these Brahmins were martyred at Karbala, some stayed back, while few returned to Mother India. History remembers these brave Brahmins by the name of Hussaini Brahmins. We must salute this lesser known but truly great saga of Hindu-Muslim unity. These Rajput Mohiyals, or the Dutt family from India, fulfilled the sacred vision of the Holy Prophet when he said, "I feel the fragrance coming from India." These Hussaini Brahmins also strengthen the beautiful blend of our Indo-Islamic tradition. In the words of a Hindustani poet, "Wah Dutt Sultan, Hindu ka dharm, Musalman ka iman, Adha Hindu, Adha Musalman. Bravo, O Dutt, the king who follows the Hindu religion as well as the Muslim faith and is half Hindu and a half Musalman."